Hello, hello. Give me a second for the ads that I'm sure are gonna pop up here. So I just was like clicking around and wanted to start up a stream, and then turns out I tried to update OBS and OBS kept breaking, and it said something about updating drivers, video drivers for this newest version, and I was like, okay, and then it took me forever to get drivers to install properly. So then when I went back to try again, it still refuses to open, so I created a new OBS install, which is fine. Most of my scenes were kind of a cluttered mess anyway. They probably need to be cleaned up, but oh well, I guess for now, I'll just live with what I've got, which is just this. At some point, I'll sit back down and rebuild a bunch of those scenes. See if I can like transfer them over from the other install, which I probably should be able to do. I'll wait for the ad to clear out here. I'll just kind of go over the stuff I'm going to do today for a little while. And waiting. Good to go. Start. I don't want to explain things while the ads pop up. But my phone is out for a reason. Let's add some more boxes. Did it run the ad and just not tell me? What? What? I have the boxes. Oh, good. I have collection. Well, I'll sort it out, I guess, at a later point. That's fine. I just wanna. I'll scan it all and put it back in the box. Oh. Okay. Okay. All right. So ads are done. So I was doing some work earlier. I had put in an order for a few singles, just messing around with my messing around with my bats. I'm trying to build out my bat deck to be more efficient, which means unfortunately I have to add some other not bats because there's not a lot of good bats, and the only ways of like really making token bats is mostly with vampires. So I figured I would sneak those into the decks. I'll have to mess around with it a little bit, figure out how to best tune it up a little. Anyway, the big thing that I did was while I was there, I was like, oh, I'll pick these up, and then the guy that I've bought those cards from for forever, he had a bunch of little like random boxes, I guess, of bulk essentially. But I was like, you know what? I don't. My old collection from the ancient days was stolen. The only thing I have is my decks that I've mostly bought recently, and some stuff that I had bought like back in the 2004 5, like around Legion's Invasion Onslaught set. Like I bought a couple boxes of that stuff. So that's all the like bulk that I had, the stuff that I could build decks with or whatnot. So I had these like they're like $25 essentially. I was like, oh, you know what? Why not? It's 1,000 cards. Hopefully some of it is playable. I just kind of wanted some stuff to build some commander decks with. You know, if it's, I'm hoping that it's not like unset, stuff that I can't use for anything, but we'll see. I just figured it might be something to do because all my tasks were gone at the moment. I'm waiting for more work to show up in my little folder. And it gives me something to do while my body is a little... I have been meaning to start on some art-related stuff. I was like, oh, I started the Draw a Box lessons, but sometimes sitting here in this chair for too long or just moving my mouse arm around too much ends up kind of screwing up my shoulder joint, and then it becomes like real difficult for me to focus on any like lessons or drawing or using the computer really. So I thought I would give myself something to do that doesn't necessarily involve me like grabbing the mouse and screwing up my hand or my arm. So got some these random boxes just to see what all bulk were they getting rid of. Oh, I need to do better at cleaning and cutting this box up. It's all taped up. See what all is in these things. Like I said, it's just so long as I can get something playable, stuff that I can use in budget commander decks. It's fine. I'd be shocked if there were any sort of like commander staples or anything in here, or like even the like budget commander staples, but that stuff all gets a lot more expensive rather quick. Well, not expensive, too expensive, but rather like it would still be enough that probably wouldn't want to put it in a box or whatever. So what I'm going to do, I've got the little app to help scan things. I will probably just pull it all out first and like sort it in the color piles. That'll be my best bet, just to see what's going on. See what all is in. Is it all commons? All commons. uncommons. Okay. Some paper in here to keep it from down too much. So yeah, some of these look like there might be old cards, just also treated worse. Kamikawa, some Kamikawa. Those are some newer sets. The Wilds of Eldraine. Okay. Where? Where the uncommons and rares and whatnot are supposed to be at. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So I'll just kind of set it into stacks. Start sorting into color piles. That way, when I stick it back in the boxes, I can stick it into the boxes by color piles. That's actually what I use a lot of the little art cards and stuff for. These art cards. The art cards you get in boosters. You know, so many people just end up like throwing them away, or some people do collect them, but they're not, you know, really worth anything or anything. They're just like neat little pieces of art or whatever. I sleeve them up in old sleeves that I don't use anymore, and then use them for dividers and kinds of cardboard boxes. Just something to use them for, essentially. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'm gonna like sort these piles over here. Let's keep this pile out of it because those are the cards that the singles that I got. And let's go ahead and sort through this. Reds, Naughty Hemorrhage, Maw of Kodalek, Kozilek, sorry. Gets 2/2 until end of turn. Hey. Alright. Just kind of looking through. Like I said, these are all. There's a lot of it is common. Of course, it's a ton of commons, but as long as it's something I can like actually put to use in some, you know, casual throw together decks. It's commander, you know, just commander fooling around type stuff. Unknown Shores, you say? So it's just a colorless land that can tap for some colors, maybe a filtering effect. Only Vestige comes into play. You get a mana of any color, and then one of mana pool. Okay, I'll put those. I'm kind of keep the like non-basics separate. They are kind of at least sorted into color piles, which is nice. Tar Snare, Water Drone, a lot of Eldrazi like commons, common types, Dread, Kozilek's Translator. You know, not a lot of like just multiples of anything, so I'm cool with that. Would much rather have sort of a pile of various stuff that I can make a deck with that's not 19 of the same card. Kindi Aeronaut. Isolation Zone. Just an exile creature or enchantment. That effect. Vision Raptor. And support. Ooh. Collection. Deny existence, you say? We're gonna exile it instead of Macabre Waltz. Up to you 2 cards from your graveyard to your hand, then discard a card. Not bad. A bad little common of Storm Perk, Necessary of the Sleepless. Tap creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap. A Quilled Wolf. As a creature or land, draw 2 cards. Nah. Not nearly as good as a Canyon. Keeping an eye out for those uncommons and rares that are supposed to be that 2011 core set, 2010 core set. Unholy Strength, boy, the OG. Aging Goblin. Shatter. Lava Axe. Canyon Minotaur. Spark Mage Prince. Unsummon. I remember good old Sage Owl. Just being able to look up your library and go like, yeah, I'll sort that stuff out. Merfolk Looter. Can't go wrong with that. Clawworm. Oh, Carlworm. Ah, the days of Crawlworm. Oh, it's Visionary. Generate. Form, natural. Swiptail. Where? Hearts. Ah. There's a card. Colossal Dreadmaw. Can't leave home without it. Ancient Brontodon. From the earlier Exelon? Yeah, they are from the original Exelon set. Cool. I mean, you know what? That gives me a base for like some dinosaurs if I ever want to build a budget dinosaur tribe. I've got the commander, I think I looked the card up. I mean, Alphasaur. So yeah, it is kind of like at least, like I said, it's not getting like 7, 8, 9 copies of the same card. It is like kind of sort of like one of each of these from, you know, a lot of the same set or whatnot. Like these are all the Ixalan common. So you know what? That's cool with me. I'm, like I said, I'm looking for stuff to make some budget commander decks with, you know. Ceratops. Some more. There's a bunch of dinosaurs in here from Ixalan, and plus some of the other stuff that I've already bought with the newer Ixalan set. Not that I'm, like I said, I don't build cutting edge, like high competitive commander decks or anything. I don't. I don't particularly enjoy the game that way. It is just sort of a thing for me to do when I landfall. Quest. Target creature cards, graveyard your hand. Request. So it's basically a way to get some cards back from your graveyard to your hand fairly easily because it's just landfall triggers. Nothing wrong with that. No. Heart Stabber Mosquito. Hagra Crocodile. It's 2+2/+2 into a turn. Landfall with black. Too terrible. Scorpion. Disfigure. Ripped Ripper. Bog Tatters. Desperate Lunge. It's just a cat. Just a cat. 1/1 counter on each other creature you can roll named Charm Stray. So, not super useful in Commander unless you make some kind of copies deck or. Assailant. Demolish. Blast. Change. Word Scale Crocodile. Hexproof. Not bad. I mean, it's better than just your regular old vanilla creature. Got a little bit of protection to it, you know? No escape. Enchant creature, loses all abilities, just becomes a base 1/1. That's not bad. Okay, got some old cards finally. Essence Flash. Roll Ravnica. The older Ravnica. I think it's the first Ravnica set. In the sky. Ooh, good. It's exactly what I wanted was Transgrilled Promenade. A card that nobody would play. Impact, Bobble Brute, Planet Charm. Here. Wormcaller's Chant, you say. I've not found any like common artifacts or anything so far. A little bit of a bummer, but Scythe Tiger. Evil, you say? Skull Roach Root. Select this minute. Highland Berserker. Demolish. That's expensive. Duck Spore. Spike Barrage. Skitter Skull. Seismic Shudder. Savage Silhouette. Relic Crush. 5 mana each. Fling is always fun. Just, you know, you have a powerful creature and you get it buffed up and you can't hit somebody with it. Well, you just throw it at them instead. Electrify. Brute Strength. Cartouche. A Cartouche of Zeal. Target creature can't block this turn. Creature has +1/+1 and has haste. Pressure Lizard. Violent Impact. Minion Boys. Volley. Each creature your opponents control. That's not bad for one. I mean, might help you get rid of some spreading token problem. Naga Vitalist. Jid's Companion. There's a camel. Shed Weakness. You may remove a -1/-1 counter from the creature. Wide Regrasp. Pouncing Cheetah. Your Sandworm. Gift of Paradise. That's 2 mana. You're playing some enchantment and you want some green ramp. Not the worst. Winter's Deliverance. Cartouche of Strength. It's 1/1 and trample, and when it comes into play, you can have it fight its creature. Where a factor of Veronis. Okay. Hey, some of those common artifacts. Shrine. A brick counter on Luxo. Guess that's something you put. I have a deck that I wanted to work on that's all about different types of counters. So might not be bad. There's another one of those filter lands basically. Allowance. Anticipate. Spell Shrivel. The spell instead, yeah. 12. All of the Scion. Aggression. Okay. Vision Paralysis. Oracle. Heckma Sentinels. What the heck is wrong with my Sentinels? Hieroglyph Illumination. Inside. Described by the mind. Shit. Ancient Crab. 1/5. Just a big crab. Shimmer Scale Drake. Gustwalker. Just, you know, a human wizard that just walks on some wind, I guess. What he's doing. Bring Initiate. Jiro's Resolve. Also your rest. Terpre. A bunch of these are from Amonkhet. That's, yeah. A bunch of Amonkhet commons. What's his name? Actos Drake. Oh, these are from the like Dragon Maze set, aren't they? Torture. Bane Alley Black. 1/3 vanilla creature. Ooh. See. Heaven Surge. Smelt Ward Gatekeepers. Not a lot of people play vanilla creatures these days. Just not enough value. For a second there, I thought that said Bobblehead Maka. Rubble Belt Maka. Riot Piker. Punish the enemy. Maze Rusher. Off for the guilds. I think the problem in some of this design stuff is just that, like, the mana rate for commons versus like uncommons and rare is just kind of off a little bit. Like I would love it. I would love it if like more of these were more playable. It's just sometimes it's just like, well, that value, that, you know, that mana cost, like nobody's gonna play a card that costs 5 to do that when there's enough cards that are, you know, do it in 3 or 2 mana even. Sure, those cards are more rare or whatever. It's just like, well, don't make them like rarer. Like, if you want to like make those cards do more, then sure, you can do that. But then it just makes so much chaff that just like doesn't ever get played, unless you're specifically playing in Popper Commander. Lighted bat. A bat that I could put in the bat deck. It's not particularly good though. It's a 2/1 for 3. Got flying, and you could give it haste. So if you wanted to attack with it in one turn, it would cost you 4 mana total for a 2/1 flyer. Not super great. I guess if you already had, if my board was already built up well enough, it wouldn't be too bad in that deck to be able to throw it out at a later turn and just go, okay, here's another, you know, flyer that's gonna get +2/+2 and whatnot, and I can give it 1 more to attack this turn. But still not great. Center. Wasteland Scorpion. I mean, it is a bat that I didn't go out of my way to purchase, just because I kind of felt like that it was not going to be one that I would probably use too much. But hey, Deputy of Acquittals. I remember that being a very annoying card in the Azorius stuff. A buddy of mine has it in a Azorius deck. It's very much a Arrestor deck. So many different effects that would arrest your cards in Azorius around that time. Although that was at the time also that like just exiling some cards was a bit better than well, was a little stronger than it is nowadays. Now with there's so many more effects that, you know, blow up enchantments, you're just like, Oblivion Ring, whatever. Not worried about it. Got an answer for that stuff in here somewhere. I'll just make it untargetable, and then you can't exile it in the first place. Mashing Moss Dog. Spray. Haze. Presence. Yeah. Windrake. Culvered Clues. This maze, the maze set was not particularly great, so. Lesnia Cluestones. Some of these Cluestones are still playable in slower commander sets, because, like, I mean, even if you don't need the mana at a later date, you just be like, I need to dig up an answer, I'll draw a card, I'll sack it and draw. And hey, you know what, that's most of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the clues right there. Hey. Full set of clue stones. Cool. Communicate. Smith. I thought maybe there would be something with artifacts or enchantments I could put in that Boros equipment deck, but Natural State? Drone. Saddleback Lagak. Saddleback Lagak is definitely a word. Lizard with a saddle on it. Okay. Caster spider. A loam larva. Loam. Here's the battlefield. Search basic. No, you just put it on top. It's not in your even in your hand. Summoner. Lines of the Recluse. Okay, okay. I have a decent amount of I'm sorting them pretty slowly. You know, I will see how long I feel like streaming, how long I mess around with this. Whether or not I like sit here and scan them all in today. Sit here. Unknown shores. Wait, didn't I already get one of those? Did. A different shore. Okay. It's just a different version of the card. Aki Rock Speaker. I got one of those. I had snagged one of those to put in the Zinnia deck because I was like, oh hey, you know what? I can put that in there and get some goblins, and if I make a copy, I get 2 free mana, so I'm basically getting one of them for free. I was like, eh. It's not as like budget or as efficient as some other creatures. Okay. The Cloud of Fairies is pretty cool because, you know, the Cloud of Fairies themselves, when they come in, they untap two lands, which is how much they cost to play them. So you essentially have 4 lands, tap them, and you get 2 creatures for free because they untap the lands for you. You know, something prevents that effect, but if it does, then you have to get rid of that effect first, you know, or just don't play the fairies. Grafter. So this is the Kamigawa sets. That's remember what the little pointy symbol is. These are different Kamigawa sets because that's the Torii Gate, the Lantern, and then this is like much more modern. This is like Wilds of Eldraine stuff here. Okay. So Grotto. Spider food. These aren't sorted. This seems more like some of this stuff was like put in there more recently. This is just like somebody put a pack. Utility knife, you say? Equipped to a creature you control. Give it 1/1/1/1. Eh. Tempest. Plunge into winter. And Bolcast. Doing Lectern. Ooh, that's blue. I knew better than to put it down right. Monstrosity. It is a candy horror. Let's see. Trevor's Amulet. You know what? Hold on. Did I not just purchase one of these? Different set, but that's fine. You know what? Land ramping, okay. Or, you know, fixing to get that mana into your hand. You're not drawing it. Still decent. I'll take it. Things of hues. make a creature unblockable once. If you really wanted to. Drain. Oh. Now you're good. It's gone. Soul Reaper of Mogus. Tar Shaman. Okay. Minotaur. Aspect of Lamprey. Ooh, that is like a World of Horror thing right there. Just yeah, my mouth becomes Cthulhu for a second, please. Venomous Hierophant. Organ Cleric. Meduses, they're here. Underworld Charger and Temple Thief. Underworld Rage Hands. Oh. Ads are starting up, so I will give it a second. You're not going to miss much. It's just me sorting cards. And so far I haven't found a single uncommon. Exborn Colossus. Gain a line. Just Typhon. Snake Beast. Something to throw in the snake deck that I haven't built yet. Looks like the uncommon. I will leave that last little pile of that for last. Destroy the evidence. Those aren't where the clue effects all came in. That's way earlier than that stuff. Blue creature. Bone Saw's ready. Multicolors. Rhino Moxel, say. Oh, my favorite, Rupture Spire. It is essentially the exact same thing as the Transguild Promenade. Also still unplayable. See how long I don't know. My throat is a little sore already. Just kind of building up my ability to talk for a while again. My throat is already kind of... Ooh, excuse me. My throat is already a little scuffed. Let's see. Bulls might... Savage Hunger. Blood Pyre Elemental. Shino Skeleton, so lizard skeleton. So I think it's, if I remember correctly, the Viashino have been renamed lizard or retyped as lizards. Hey, you know, if I ever get around to making that Rakdos Lizards deck, I can have some Viashino sitting around. There's another one. Missing Iguanar. Probably the creature is put into a graveyard. Deal 1 damage to target player. Let me reach over here. See if I can Quick reading glasses. Things look a little better. Excommunicate. Kingdom Gargoyle. Challenge. Color's Capsule. Warrior's Capsule. Pain Swap Affliction. Or Hookmaster. Noble Vestige. Explorer Scope. Now Explorer Scope is a card that I would actually consider playing in a deck. There's one in that D&D Commander Precon with the what's her name? Aura's. It's called I don't know. Gallia is the commander's name. Auras of Courage? Yeah, something like that. Ow. But, I mean, not a bad card for the top card of your library. If it's a land, you can just put it in play. Insuring. It's just the thing that you get some stuff. Your creature gets +2/+2 for landfall triggers, essentially. Give it landfall. There's the battlefield tapped. There's the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Whoa. Tapped. Get 2 life. Add an end to your mana pool. Target player loses a life. Ooh boy. Creature gains fly turn. 2/0 until end of turn. Not super. You know. Why? Forced adaptation. In your upkeep, a 1/1 counter on enchanted creature. That's not bad in a deck where you're kind of triggering stuff off of putting 1/1 triggers on it. So like the Bumbleflower stuff that I've got going on, like just being able to toss that on the creature and oh hey, I don't have to worry about putting stuff on there. It's gonna get the +1/+1. Will benefit at least from that enchant alone. I don't know if it's worth putting in a slot for the deck though. We'll think about it. Keymaster Rogue is unblockable. Turn a creature you control to its owner's hand. I guess if you wanted to bounce your own creatures, why not? An enemy. Uria's Resistance. Mugging. Foundry Street Denizens. Silica Guards. Little Extort. Little old Extort. Street Ruffians. Is this Return to Ravnica? Some of them I don't remember quite. Should play a lot during that time. Flag. Executioner's Swing. A creature that dealt damage this turn gets -5/-5. I don't know. Rogue. Fight. Ring Crassus. A Ruination Worm. You know, vanilla creature, just 2 colors. Sky Knight Legionnaire used to be fun. Times. Flying Haste. You know, for 3, 2/2 flying haste. That used to get you someplace. Nowadays, maybe not so much. Kingpin's Pet, another extort creature. Glory. I'll go in the mixed color, multicolor spells pile. Onyx Goblet. Just tap it and a player loses a life. Yeah. Windbright me. Fine as long as an artifact is in your graveyard. Or artifact card is in your graveyard. That might not be too bad in that Sidri deck. Just because it's a creature. Creature you control gets +3/+3, other creatures get +1. Yeah. Deft Duelist. Shroud. Witness Hypnotist. Monstrify. Those non-basics that are particularly great. Ogre Mind? No, Singe Mind. Forger Worm. I need to find a better lighting system than the light is kind of like off to the left, upwards a bit, because you don't, when you're playing on spell table and such, having direct light onto your cards, sleeves and such will cause a lot of glare. Oh, the system can't pick them up. Bant Sureblade. Yeah, a good old border post. It comes to play tapped. Man, if those didn't come into play tapped, all they are border posts. Border post. Tap. Feature. Glass Dust Hole. Artifact comes into play and is unblockable. Hey, like, hey, you know what? That's not bad. That Sidri is just screw around stuff I have deck. Either cast Knight. Cased. No. Alright. Either. Yeah, it is cast. Esper Sojourners. Okay. Soul Parry. Hey, that's 2 of the same card. How dare you? Steel-clad Serpent. Can't attack unless you control another artifact. It's only 4/5 for 6. Yeah. Not good. So. That old Onyx Goblet again. Bone Wasp Reflection. Wasp. You would think most wasps are agony wasps. Reinforced Bulwark. Refluxen. Skitter of Lizards. Huh. Multi-kicker. There's the battlefield +1/+1 counter on it for each time it was kicked. You just have a lot of mana. Want to make it bigger? Sure. Enchanted Land is a 2/2 blue elemental creature with flying. And then whenever Enchanted Land is put into a graveyard, return that card to its owner's hand. So you could just turn it into a thing that you could swing with for a little while. If somebody blows it up, it just goes back to your hand. Twitch, the website that we're streaming on. Twitch, it lets you untap target artifact, creature, or land and draw a card. But for 3 mana. Gross. That's too expensive. I guess if you had things in your deck that reduced the cost, maybe you would find a way to play that. Just draw you a card. But again, nowadays, feels like so many in Commander. It feels like a lot of folks don't put those kinds of spells in their deck because they're, a permanent will help them do that, or their commander will help them do that. Although ignore the effect on a spell. Fate Sail. +1/+0 and has flying. Hedron Rover. Okay. Swars. Nothing getting there. Rock's Medicant. Trailblazer. Timber Weaver. Homunculus. I'll go back through some of these because I know that that janky Sidri deck probably a couple of the cards shuffled. And gets +2/+2 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. But it's a 4 mana 2/2. Like even a 4 mana 4/4 isn't particularly great. The days where creatures were oddly differently budgeted mana wise. Walking Corpse is just a vanilla zombie. Tisk. Gruesome Deformity has. Okay. I don't know that you. I guess if you were playing mono black, maybe, or didn't have blue, something that would give you more unblockable effects. Just be like, why would I want Menace when I could have unblockable or Intimidate? Just have unblockable instead. Heavy Matic. As long as the crypt creature is human, it gets just additional +1/+1. Intimidate. Sanctuary Cat. For 1 mana 1/2. Burden of Guilt. Break of Day. You have 5 or less life. Creatures are also indestructible this turn. I don't know that I would. I don't know that I would want that effect. Yeah, at least in Commander. Maybe that was useful in Standard at the time. The battlefield deals 1 damage to target creature and 1 damage to you. Oh boy. More fling though. Good old fling. Wild Hunger. Hunger of the Howl Pack. If a creature died, you put 3. You could put 3 +1/+1 counters on a creature instead. I mean, I guess probably not bad. for 1 mana. You know, 1 mana. There's a lot worse things you could spend it on. When creature attacks or blocks, it loses 3 life. That's not too bad, although some creatures, you're only gonna get attacked a couple times with it because you'll be dead afterward. Master, Echoing Count, Battle Fatigue, cap all artifacts. How silly. Zubra Spirit. Target opponent discards a card for each Zubra put into a graveyard. You'd have to build a Zubra deck, which I think Zubras only existed in a couple of the Kamigawa sets. Enchanted creature gets a pump ability. That's not too bad. Hey, Nezumi Cutthroats. Rat Samurai. Bushido 1. Under... Oof. Just 5, -5/-5 to end a turn, but it costs 6. Bonus Ogre. Wicked Akuba. Wait. I guess if you hit them with the Makuba, with Wicked Akuba, which is not Akuma, Akuba, you could also just sit around and pump a bunch of black mana into it and like, oh hey, you got hit by this thing. By the way, lose 30 life. Top of that. Skyreach Manta Ray. Sunburst comes in with color. It comes in with a +1/+1 for each color paid for it. So if you have access to other colors, you spend other colors just to get more pump on it, to get more tokens. Salt. I don't know. I know there's some uncommons and rares in this pile here. At least from what I've seen, that's where they're all hiding. There's not a ton. Like what did it say? 75 uncommons, 25 rares. 25 rares mythics. So yeah, it's usually, again, there's so many bulk rares and mythics out there. You never know what that means, but again, all I'm really interested in is maybe I find some playable cards if I just wanted to make a budget deck to play around with. Oh, it's not a white card. That's now I have a small pile of various other stuff that I could throw into a budget deck, or maybe I swap out some of the stuff that was rather than constantly just buy a bunch of single stuff. And oh, I thought for a second that said Goat Miser, Gnat Miser, a Rat Shaman. Each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 1. Nobody like that. Skull Snatcher. There's a lot of like rats in Kamigawa. Make yourself a rat ninja deck. Armed Response. Deals damage to target attacking creature equal to the number of equipment you control. There weren't 3 mana. Gain 5 life, prevent the next 5 damage. Nobody prevents damage anymore. Not an effect that anybody cares about. Ah, there's a snake. It becomes blocked. Destroy that creature at end of combat. Just got death touch. Actually. Horned Helm. Oh, I guess you could attach Horned Helm as an instant rather than a sorcery. Although you can only play it in green decks, or in Commander you can only play it in decks with color identity because it actually has green pips on it. Light Barrage and Minotaur Warrior. Whenever it does damage to an opponent, sacrifice a land. I guess if you're playing with something, you can get lands out of your graveyard. That's the worst for a 5/2 for 3. Slippery Boggle. Gold Bridgebreaker. Order. Unnatural Predation. Tangle Mantis. Hey. It's a cool mantis. Looks like it's made out of the thorns. I would turn on auto focus. It always looks gross. So Murin Metal. Vivisection. That's not cool. Don't do that. Eel Sabotage. Serum Baker. Quick Silver Geyser. 5 man. Scourge Servant. Infect and lifelink. A gremlin with infect and lifelink. Info graveyard from play. Each player loses 4 life. Training drone. And attacker block unless it's equipped. Spin in. Okay. Rusted Slasher. Sacrifice an artifact. Regenerate Rusted Slasher. Razorfield Rhino. Again, it's a creature that's it's for a 6 mana for a 6/6 maybe. A Mirror Sire. He gets some more mirror if it dies. Gust Skimmer. Layer Husk. Copper Carapace. Gets 2/2 and can't block. Bladed Sentinel. All the darkness. Leveling up a human soldier with a huge ass when he gets to level 4. 310. But it costs you it costs 4 for each level. Gross. Lagar Lizard. So it's just a 3 lizard. Vanilla creature. Merfolk Observer. Lay Bear. Counter a spell and then just look at their hand. Like, I don't know that that's worth that much. I don't think that's the value. Gloom Hunter, bat, 2/1 flying, 3. Not great. Not a great late rate for bats, but Dread Drone. Blood Throne Vampire. Balagad Scorpion. And naturalize. And the good old green answer. Shadows. Gruesome Discovery. Sanctifier. Uncanny Speed. Gains haste until turn. Fireball, Scalding Devil. Oh, the music has stopped and I'm... Just putting on the old background music. Demolish. Timberland Guide. Layer Delve. Paste. Score. Ooh. Oh. Enchanted creature has Intimidate as long as its controller controls no other creatures. For 1. Get 2/1 and Intimidate. Maybe. Scroll of Grizzlebrand. Big Worm. Timbermaw Larvae. Ooh, that is a mouth. That is a mouth. Territorial Bailoff. Beast Hunt. In turn. I ruin Drake. Vampire Lacerator. So this is a vampire that cuts people a lot? Or is this a guy who just specifically lacerates vampires? I mean, I would assume that as a vampire, you would probably do a lot of lacerating in general. That's kind of part of the job. You lose 1 life unless an opponent has 10 or less life. 2/2 vampire? I mean, I guess if you get something out of life loss effects, maybe that's not the worst, but seems a little silly. Leonin Sky Hunter, a cat knight with flying. Okay, so all the rares and all that stuff should be in this pile. All the rares and uncomp? I don't think that there's 75 uncomps. I don't think there's 75 cards left in this pile, let alone 100. I don't think there's 100 here that would be all the not common. Huh. So here's the first actual uncommon. Wow. Graveyard Shift. Flash as long as there are 5 or more mana values in your graveyard. Turn target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. For 5 mana. Alert Heatbonder. Okay. Barrier Breach. Angrath, Captain of Chaos. Say. Creatures you control have Menace. Leading Edge. Challenger Troll. Gideon's Triumph. Interplanar Beacon. Classed up Planeswalker getting life. Had 2 mana of different colors for Planeswalkers. I guess if you were playing some kind of Planeswalker based deck, maybe. Whenever a creature with power 4 or greater battlefield, draw a card. I guess if you were playing a lot of stuff anyway. It's 4 mana. 3 mana? Maybe not that bad. How's Outburst? 4 mana. Parent Smasher. Target creature gains haste. Try 1. I guess it's not terrible. But probably not. 4 mana. Your opponents can't gain life. Ooh, great. Oh, that's just true. Dire Tactics. Exile target creature whose life equal that creature's toughness. Night. Spells with Flash. Cost 1 less to cast and can't be countered. It's not bad. Clash of Titans. Fight a creature. Fight a creature for 5? Probably not. Probably not. Charge of the Forever Beast. Chittering Harvester. Creatures with the mutate thing. Renegade. Weaver. Common. How did you get in here? Trophy Mage. Artifact card. Enters the battlefield. You can search for artifact. It costs 3. It's not too bad. Whatever others fast. Holographic Charizards, yeah. No, Fedora. Yes, sadly, no holographic Charizards. How's it going, Fedora? I'm just de-rusting my voice a little bit, and as the title said, I apparently broke OBS, so we'll have to go back at some point and rebuild my scenes. I had some cards that I was picking up. I saw a little bulk box by the entryway. I was just like, how much are these things? Like, I'll grab one and have some fun sorting it out and cataloging it and OBSs, yeah, hopefully so. I'll sit down sometime and get it all set up. Especially for when like I said, I got a little basic. I'm trying to reach for it. Little basic tablet just to, just to draw with. I've tested out and gotten a little use out of it, but I haven't. I need to get my brain wrapped around the concept of sitting down and like studying, doing schoolwork. But how are you doing today, Fedora? Graceful. Oh, thank you. I do enjoy the World of Horror map currently is like my play field when I'm sitting down and playing Magic on the spell table. But it is definitely a nice big desk mat. Covers the majority of my space. Ooh. Excuse me. Oh, what was I doing? I just actually finally got to where the uncommons and stuff are at. Knight of Doves? Listen, this knight has 0 doves in it. Unless you're trying to tell me that this knight is made out of doves, I'm strongly disappointed. There is no doves here. Doesn't even have. Oh, I guess the ads are up. Oops. They hid all the doves in the horse. It's actually a Trojan horse. Knight just doesn't know it yet. Monstrous Rage actually is not too bad. It's like a $1.50 card or so. It's pretty decent. I think it's seen mostly in a standard play or whatnot these days. Stone Splitter Bolt. Deals X damage to target creature or planeswalker. Deals twice that damage instead. Not bad. Never stocked by nightmares. Turn target creature or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Or enchantment you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield. Put a +1/+1 on Neva, and then scry 1. It's not bad. Not a bad little. Let me see if I would have to go to auto soon to get that to look any better, really. Hey, there's the ad break gone, I think. Yeah, I can never really tell. The Twitch interface is a little behind sometimes, I feel like. The High Fae Negotiator. Dream Spoilers. Very Warlocks. Yeah, I might. I kind of picked them up because I didn't have a lot of more basic or budgety cards that I could throw into a deck from more modern sets, and I assumed that like the bulk box would just have more cards from sets that I never collected anything from. And so one of the things about like building even the basic deck is just like, oh, do I have enough cards that might have some synergy with the idea that I'm trying to build? Do I have enough cards that are even like playable? And so rather than like just constantly buying booster packs to like refresh those piles, or just build, you know, decks straight from scratch, at least now I have enough other cards that can be like, well, if I'm going to build this particular deck, maybe I've got some stuff that will fit into that theme, stuff that's in those colors that I can play. Hey, loses all abilities. That's not a bad little card for locking things down. Like I said, I've while I was sorting through here, I definitely saw a few cards that I could put into my little budget. Oh, ow, elbow. A little budget Sidri deck. In that sort of artifact theme, I've seen a few creatures in there that I can slot in there, and like I said, they were like, it was $25 for a box of 1,000 cards, and it's just like, you know what, all my work stuff was gone, or was done for the day. I was just like, I'm gonna pick up some singles anyway. Why not pick up something to do and see if I can wrap my brain around doing a little sorting and chatting and streaming and etc. etc. Spinning wheel. I think that's that thing from Dark Souls. I think I've seen that thing before. Except usually there's like a skeleton tied to it. Just a 1 mana, any color Kappa creature. Oh, there's that. Ooh. Oh, that's a sight. To me, that might be something I'm gonna turn on auto zoom for. Hold on. See if I can get that a little bit better on the auto focus. See if this will zoom on. Okay. It is a turtle hydra. So a snapping turtle with multiple heads. That is slightly concerning, I would say. Not something that you would want to run into while you're out on the water. Turn it into a pumpkin. Just, yeah, turn it into a pumpkin. Turn target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Enter more commander. Death touch. Toughness is equal to the number of knights you control. Not bad. Another target knight you control gains indestructible in turn. Not bad. Not a bad if you're playing a knights themed deck. That might be. I was about to say, is that from that commander deck? There's a commander deck that's all a pre-made commander deck that's black, white, blue. I was like, maybe that's one of them. If it's not in there, it should be. Hey, there's a momentum rumbler. A dinosaur of some sort. Does not have. If it doesn't have first strike, put a first strike counter on it. If it has first strike, it gains double strike until end of turn. That's not bad at all. So for 4 mana, you basically get a creature that it'll get first strike the first time, and then after that, it'll do double the damage. So, on some of the early cards that I got were from the original Ixalan set, and the Ixalan set has a lot of dinosaurs in it. And I was like, oh, there's a lot of different dinosaurs in here. I could actually put together just a a budget dinosaur deck with the with those guys and the big one. I think I have it sitting like right here somewhere, close by. Where you be at? Yeah, eh? I put it in the back. Maybe I did put it in the back. Maybe I did. Huh? Yeah. Oh yeah. Was it a more recent one or a? Because the most recent one is that is the one from this set here, the Caverns Exelon, where they have the Velociraptor is what the Precons made is the Precon deck is called, and it is this color, this red, green, white, and this was like, rather than pay for that particular deck got pretty expensive. I've got enough various other dinosaurs I could just build a janky, version of that deck. Gotcha. There's the I think there's one where want to add more dinos to it. Yeah, if you ever get back into playing Magic or anything, and you want to play some Commander, there's plenty of cool people out there on the community that I've played around in. It's the Tellurian Community College is what it's called. Mostly red. Okay. Because it seems like most of the dinos are in red and or green. So long as you're covering one of these two colors, you're golden. There's a few in white. There's a couple in blue that I've seen. Not a lot. Lead the Stampede. So you can just grab some cards off your library and join a stampede, I guess. Not too bad. Jubilant Skybonder. The Ikoria set, which is what some of these cards have, the little skull symbol. It was one of the sets where it has very large creatures and a lot of like mutant beasts type stuff, but it also was the set where they had a collaboration with Godzilla, so there's like Godzilla themed cards. So it has like the Godzilla and King Nidoran and all the, or not Nidoran, it's the King Ghidorah and all those other Mecha Godzilla. Let's see, Ivy Elemental comes in with X11s on it. Hornback Minter. So a lot of these uncommons are from Ikoria, it seems like. Put a trample counter on target non-human. Yeah. That was also kind of a theme of the set too, is that there would be a lot of creature. You'd have human stuff that was like specifically for helping out the non-humans, so you would get these effects that would help the creatures out, and there'd be some creatures that had a mutation function that would let you mutate other creatures, so you could kind of attach extra abilities to other creatures, and they like kind of fuse together to become a big like a singular creature rather than just like an enchantment or anything like that. They had their own special little rules for it. Heartless act, you say. Destroy target creature with no counters on it. That's not bad. Remove up to 3 counters from target creature. If you needed to get rid of counters for some reason. Legendary humans, you have indestructible. Which is not bad if you are playing some sort of just human deck. Humans, legendary humans have indestructible. You will have some of those out there. Yeah, so like this person, whenever it comes into battlefield, puts a counter on a target non-human creature you control. So you'd put a menace counter on it, and you just go like, hey. And then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control with menace. So, building around the theme. A fairy with flying, non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature, and put 4 1/1 counters on it. It's not a bad effect. If you have an artifact that you want to just turn into things to throw at other people. Sure. Bell of the Brawl. Just, you know, just good old wordplay. Other knights you control get +1/+0. Another target knight you control gets 2/2 and gains trample and haste. Dang. That's some knights. Haste. You gain life for the first time each turn. Return Deathless Knight from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Attacking non-human creatures you control get +1/+0 and have trample. Again, not a bad, like, especially, I mean, a lot of dinosaurs and such would already probably have trample, but if they didn't, like the most of them that you had didn't have it, hey, non-humans get +1/+0 and trample. Yeah, so that's a playable card. Frogify, just turn a thing into a frog. Yeah, again, that's playable. We're getting into the uncommons, so that's why these are playable. Heraldic Banner, I've actually seen some folks play that. So that basically just lets you choose a color and go like, okay, creatures of that color get +1/+0, and you can create a color of that mana. It's not great, but it's I've seen folks play that. Other knights get +1/+1. There's a lord, a knight's lord for white red. Joust. Okay. Lucky Clover. You cast an Adventure spell. Adventure instant or sorcery, copy it. Yeah, if you have a lot of those, these cards that have adventures. Adventures are these cards that have the separate little extra spell attached to them. So this is the adventure spell. You can cast the spell separate from the creature. If you cast the spell, it sits off to the side, then you can still play the creature back out at some point in the future. So if you had a bunch of those, you could duplicate those effects. That's alright. It's not bad. Although you'd have to find a lot of those cards, the adventures, to make it worth it. Each creature you control that has an adventure enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 on it. So, you know, hey, you're playing adventures. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Put another target card from your graveyard on top of your library and exile this. Instead, return those cards to your hand. Oh, I guess if you spent 3 mana, if you spent 3 green, you could just straight up put both those cards in your hand rather than having to put one on top. Target blocking creature gets +7/+7 until end of turn. It's not bad for 1 mana. Let's see. Battlefield, tap creature. The princess takes flight. Yeah, that's I was gonna say, a lot of those cards that are very fantasy based, is just like a storybook fantasy style, all come from Eldraine. So I was like, oh yeah, that's got to be an Eldraine card. Yep, sure is. Exile a creature. Creature you control gets +2/+2 and flying until end of turn. Return the exiled card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay. Not too shabby. Silver Fur Master. Ninjas. Rat ninjas are here. Rat ninja. Good old Nezumi. Slick shot or lock picker. Sinjir Connoisseur. One or more creatures die, put a 1/1 counter on Sinjir Connoisseur. Only triggers once each turn. Deadly. So he doesn't get super bulky. Oop. Or she does not get super bulky. Just once per turn. But, you know, that's if you're playing vampires, hey, that's pretty playable. And there's the battlefield. Have it search your library. Yeah. Search your library for basic planes. Ambitious farm hand. You transform it. Turns into the. What does he do? If you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, you can turn him into a 3/3 lifelink. Human Knight. Not bad. Not bad. Convenient target. Okay. Like I said, I got into the uncommon, so now cards are playable. Destroy a mountain. Deals 3 damage to that land's controller. Tomb Trawler. Put target card from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. Agonizing Remorse. Okay. Archon of Falling Stars. Hey. May return target enchantment from your graveyard to the battlefield. Not too bad. If you're in that white enchant smatter type deck, and it has first strike, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a 1/1 white soldier human soldier token. Yeah, that's not too bad. 2/2 first strike and create some soldier dudes. Devourer of Memory. A milling yourself deck thing. Let's see, we catch your first turn. First spell during each opponent's turn, Dreamstalker deals 1 damage to any target. I guess if you're able to play spells on other people's turns, not bad. Escape Velocity. Furious Rise. You control a creature with power 4 or greater, exile the top card. You can play that card until you exile another card with this. Okay. Not bad. Not bad for that. Actually, I could probably use that in the red black. It's Prosper, but I use the alternative commander, which is the eyeball Karkazan, the beholder. Gilead's punishment. Train a creature can't attack or block. Remove a task counter on it. So it just hangs out on a thing. It locks it down for like 4 turns essentially. They keep tapping it to get the things off. Attacks each combat if able. Enchant a creature dies, it deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Yeah, okay. It doesn't have goad though, so it could attack you, I guess. Not the greatest. Banned Storyteller, a Centaur Advisor. Enters the battlefield, you can put target enchantment card from your graveyard onto your top of your library. Yep. Okay, cool. Life equal to its cost. X Herald. Target enchanted creature or enchantment creature. Gets 1/1 and trample until end of turn. Not bad for in those enchant decks. Target gets 2/1 till end of turn. Everything else gets 1/1. Yeah, that's definitely a lot better for 2 mana compared to some of those other ones. As an instant too. Citizen Petitioner. You gain life equal to your devotion to green. Bad, not bad. Shoal Kraken. Enchantment enters the battlefield. You may draw a card. And if you do, discard a card. Again, like I said, we get into the uncommons, so now some of these cards are definitely more playable. Exile target card from a graveyard. I can exile each opponent's graveyard. Not bad if you really need to hate on some graveyards. Sweet Oblivion. The top 4 cards of their library into their graveyard. And battlefield, target creature opponent controls gets -X. I guess it's a little combat trick creature you can throw out there, weaken it. Gallows at Willow Hill. Tap 3 untapped humans, destroy target creature. If you're playing a humans deck, you could just tap and destroy a creature. It's alright. Nothing too super. Annex and Cymede. Strike with Vigilance. Whenever you cast a spell that targets Annex and Cymede, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn. Yeah, that's a decent little like commander. You could make a commander deck out of that. This is if you wanted this to be your commander. All right. Labyrinth Champion. Cast a spell. Labyrinth Champion deals 2 damage to target creature or player. Wrecking Ogre. Double Strike. Target attacking creature gets +3/+3 and gains Double Strike until end of turn for 5 mana. As Rally Rank enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+1. That's literally just I have the older version that is essentially the same thing. What is that called? Crap. I don't play it anymore because it's kind of underrated. Or it's not. It's a card slot that's not doing a lot. Only a 1/1. It's cheap, but that's about it. Glorious Protector, Angel Cleric. You can exile any number of non-angel creatures you control till Glorious Protector leaves the battlefield. Okay. I guess if you really wanted to save your creatures, you would throw this down and go like, oh, bye, out of here. We're safe for now. Tempted by the Auric. Each opponent gain control of up to one target creature or planeswalker that player controls. Mana 3 or less. For 4 mana, I guess it's not too bad. Kian, Dean of Substance. Oh, my voice is cracking and going away on me. So, yeah, like I said, I might not sit here and just do the whole sorting the box into other stuff. I can do that off camera. Just to, exile the top card of your library. If it is a land card, put it in your hand. Yeah, put a study counter on it. We did a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature. Hydrate. That's a good idea. My water bottle's over there. I have a Coke Zero. Which may be why, may partially be why my throat might be left by. I still have little Coke Zero left. As a treat. It turns into another wizard. Or wait, this is one where you could play either side of it rather. Exile the top X cards of your library, put a study counter on each of them. You may put a card you own in exile with a study counter on to your hand. So essentially, like this bird wizard, you just go like, hey, rather than put all these cards in my hand, I'm just gonna like exile them off to the side, and then every time I do this, I can grab one of those cards out of that pile of exile and just put it in my hand. It's not bad. That does go in the multicolor pile because it is both colors. Ranger class. Create a 2/2 green wolf creature token. Whenever you attack, put a 1/1 counter on target attacking creature. I assume that only happens one time. Otherwise, you would just, like, everybody in your team would just constantly be getting everything get 1/1. I'll have to look that up. I think it's just the first time you attack. You may look at top card of your library at any time. You can play creature spells off the top of the library. No, that's not bad. A lot of the classes and that sort of stuff are pretty playable. Some of them are better than others, but you can maybe play an additional land each turn. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. Song of Creation, yeah. Basically, you try to blaze through all your spells as quickly as you can, because they're not going to be in your hand for too long. It helps give you some like stuff to do if you're getting low on cards. Awaken the Erstwhile. Each player discards all the creatures in their hand, or all the cards in their hand, then creates that many 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being useful. Lands on the battlefield and land cards in the graveyard can't be the target of spells or abilities your opponents control. Your opponents can't play land cards from graveyards. I guess if you wanted to like hard counter somebody's graveyard deck, spend this mana only to cast artifact spells or activate abilities or artifacts. It's not bad. Group creatures you control have flying and haste. Huh, it's not bad. That's an interesting combination. So essentially you would want to, if this was your commander, you would have all your different equipments hanging out and about, and then just putting stuff on your folks gives them flying and haste. So, hey, that's not a bad commander to build around. Secret salvage. Non-land card from your graveyard. Search your library for any number of cards with the same name as that card. Okay, so non-land card from your graveyard. Search your library for any number of cards with that same name. Put them in your hand. So like this wouldn't even this doesn't even work in Commander because you wouldn't have other cards with the same name in your deck. Wah wah. At the beginning of combat, you may have target creature control get +2/+0 and gain haste. If you do, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next step. I guess if you're playing one of those decks where you just want to throw folks out on the battlefield and attack, sounds fine to me. For some reason, I am out of snoozes. I just can't snooze the ads, even though I have not snoozed any ads. Return target spell to its owner's hand. That's not bad. That's a counter spell essentially. You just bounce it back and go like, hey, no, return it to your hand, please. Failure to comply is basically the way that spell reads. Hazoret's Undying Fury. Exile the top 4 cards. You may play. You may cast any number of non-land cards with cover to max cost 5 or less from among them, paying their mana costs. Yeah, that's not bad. Lands you control don't untap during your neck. Untap. I guess if you're gonna win that turn. Angel of Condemnation. Condemnation, please. Lion Vigilance. Exile another target creature under its owner's control, so it can flicker. Exile another target creature until exile another. Oh, so if you exert the angel, you can target other people's stuff. Oh no, wait, you can do that with it. I'm trying to figure out why. Why does it have 2 of the same? I must be missing. Oh, until it leaves the battlefield. Duh. So yeah, you would exert it and exile other things, and then it would be gone until this ever leaves the battlefield. I couldn't figure that out. Like I'm sitting here going like, huh? I don't understand. Why would you? Oh, Niambi, a faithful healer, you say? Faithful healer. You may search your library in a graveyard for a card named Teferi, Timebender. Reveal it and put it in your hand. Okay, so she gets Teferi, basically. Light of the Legion. Another angel. Put a 1/1 counter on each white creature you control. It dies. Not bad, but not great for 6 mana for a 5/5 with flying. Has Mentor, I guess. Rexamati Reveler, you say. There's a battlefield, discard a card, then draw a card. If Mix Reveler's spectacle cost was paid, instead discard your hand, then draw 3 cards. So if you cast it for the spectacle cost, which is more, you could discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Which might be worth it. Architect of the Untamed. So whenever a land enters the battlefield, you can get energy, and you can spend energy to create six colorless beast tokens. Too bad. Territorial Gorger, energy deck cards, basically. Well, that's not too bad. Create a token, copy, create a token that's a copy of target creature, except it's an artifact in addition to its... Okay. Something that makes copies. One or both. So you get both. That's not bad. If you're playing a copies matter deck. Key to the city. Discard a card. One creature can't be blocked this turn. That's not too bad. When your key to the city becomes untapped, you may take 2. If you do, draw a card. Yeah, that's playable. Cultivator of Blades. Attacks, you can have another attacking creature get +X, where with this the power. Okay. Combat Courier. Exile the top card of your library face down. Okay, that's not. And the promo card is a Colossal Whale. Colossal Whale attacks. You may exile target creature defending player controls until it leaves the battle. But it's a 7/7 with Island Walk. It's, I mean, I guess you could play if you could play it in something where you can cheat out larger creatures, then maybe you do. But nobody really plays the big goofy whale creatures unless they have cool effects on them. But you know, again, I wasn't expecting a ton out of a $25 like box of what is essentially their bulk. Let's see. Is my controller working? Let me check and see. No. I think I can do. I think I can play with it plugged in. Let me see. Do a thing real quick. Yeah. I'm gonna do. Oh, take these glasses off. Take the reading glasses off because I don't need them. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Real quick like. Okay. While did the music just stop? Oh, it's changing songs. I might briefly play just a little bit of video game. I will mess with cataloging all this stuff on the app and doing that off stream. I don't think I necessarily need to do that right now. But I thought I might play a little bit of a video game. Window capture. see. That name is already in use. How is that name already in use? Unless you're looking at seeing things that don't even exist in this version. What? I think you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Oh. I don't have it on studio mode, so it just went right to that. Yeah. Like I said, I will have to go through and I mean, I kind of need to redesign all the scene stuff anyway. Let me take a brief moment here, though, to take off my jacket, and I will be right back. Okay, I probably, let's see, let me change this over. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, retro category. Yeah. Okay. What was the specific thing? No, let me see. Is this? Oh. Oh, hold on. No, Steam's not. Why are you freaking out? How's this? Is the is it not working? I'm curious if it's the cable is not. Just not enough power coming through it? No. I have noticed, I think the battery might be like busted on it. Because I started noticing, like, after I'd charge it, or after I'd get it charged back up, occasionally I'd look over and the controller would be trying to connect. The little, just swap back to the cam real quick. The little connector lights on it would just occasionally just start flashing for no reason. I'm like, why are you trying to connect? I hadn't touched anything. And I would just sit there and do that. And I noticed that when I go to pick it up, the battery's dead. So I'm like, I wonder if the battery in this thing has shot craps. And yeah, the old days of having a we had a we so we didn't start out with the green. We had the regular black in the 64, and then my sister got a transparent, like the jungle green one. But we had a couple of the like transparent N64 controllers. I had a one of the like upgraded, or not upgraded, the later versions of the Game Boy, like the Great Game Boy Pocket, I think. That's a good question. I don't know why. I bet that there's probably some of the. I know some controllers still do it. I've seen them. I bet some of the like custom, or like the Android handhelds that are just basically like emulator machines. I think there's a few of them that do have that. I wonder if maybe it got to the point where they crammed so much into a small package that there's not a lot to look at underneath the like direct plastic cover, so you don't, in a lot of devices you wouldn't see the boards and stuff. Maybe in like a modern, like a Switch, so much of that stuff would be so densely packed in there that you would like it, transparent. You would just see the like the metal plate that's holding everything together in there, and it'd just be like, oh, cool, a metal plate. Um, let's see, configure. Do you not see my controller at all? Maybe it might not. Uh, no. Oh, it's per core, isn't it? Being so, no, or I'm just blind and that's right in front of me. Cool. Mm-hmm. The one big downside to RetroArch is just how bloated everything is with menus. Let me see if I could maybe just find the game first and then go from there. Nintendo. One second. Oh, I'm knocking these cards around. Wow. Okay. What was a game that I came to mind the other day? Um, no. Let's see. Amagon. Let me just let's see if I run it real quick and just. Oh, a little loud. Eh. Oh. Let's see. Where are you at? Menu. Controls. Huh. Let me see. Let me see if it's... Is it a Steam issue? Let's see. Let me turn on anticipation for the background for now, just so I don't have to... That opening music is a little... Okay. Did that change my... Oh, okay. Okay, so that turned that on. So I closed out RetroArch with the controller, which is not the thing I wanted to do. Okay. So controller's controlling that current. I thought there was... Okay, let me see. If I close out Steam, will it do the thing I wanted to do? Well, crud. See if I can... Maybe I can just reconfigure it with Steam open. Let's see. Dillo. The name of that game. Oh, thank you. I do kind of want to play the Bard's Tale games at some point. I know those are also like the classic first-person dungeon crawler games. Battle Olympus is a neat little game if you are a fan of The Legend of Zelda 2. Oh, there's see, I don't think it pops up the, oops. I don't think it pops up the box art by default, which is a shame. I don't know why they don't do that. Dino Hockey? Oh, it's a prototype. It was a not released game, I imagine. Is he the adventurer? Hmm. Double Dragon? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good old Drax Night Out. So I loaded, so it load that up because I put that in there, or had it download the Drax Night Out prototype box art. Because why wouldn't you have Dracula in some Reeboks pumps? Where is it? There you are. Ah, see, it did grab the Dino Wars. Hold on, I'm curious to see if Dino Wars. Okay, so it'll let me play. Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Where's the? These are some weird buttons. It's not. It's the menu toggle. Let's see if I can. Just putting it over here. I'm trying to figure out if the audio is choppy. Oh. Okay, so it controllering is working kind of. What? Power pad. I am not sure. Okay. Device. Oh. Oops. No. So, for whatever reason, you know what? Maybe I can fix it in Steam. Setting. For some reason, okay. Hide button focuses Steam. No. Enable Steam input. Turn that off. Yes. Turn off controllers when exiting. Edit desktop layout. This is not working. Okay, now now I can't even get it to control the. So that works. Steam haptics. Well, bummer. Let's see. I'm guide button focus. Yeah. Not sure why that's not even like working on this anymore. Hmm. Yeah, it seems like something is. Look at how many times that is like saying that it's connected. Okay, well, maybe this is a thing I will have to hop off and check. I might have to just take this controller apart and replace the battery. I have another one, an older Wii U, or yeah, Wii U controller that I also need to like place some parts on, which I might just buy and pick up, mess around with. Maybe I can do both at the same time. Let me. If I close it out, help me at all. It used to be that I could just close out Steam and it would let me. And the controllers would work fine. Yeah. Here. Dynamite Batman? Dynamite Batman, you here? That's weird. Okay. So me unplugging the controller worked? What? That doesn't sound right at all. Well, let me go back then. Menu. Lose content. Oops. Ah, that's fine. Just go back to the. Okay. Let us get back to warring the dinos. Dino Wars. Destruction of Spondylus. Spondylus. Okay. Hey. Fancy spread gun, currently. Oh, don't do that. Okay. Okay, nice. Those are mines, don't touch those. I wonder if it's a core problem. Core might be causing the little audio snags. Yeah, the platforming, it's mostly just like the jump feels a little stiff at first, so you gotta kind of get used to it. Like it doesn't, like you don't just jump when you hit the button. It takes a little like bit of a wind up for your character to. Ooh, ooh. Can I get that? Yeah, yeah. See, It makes spikes fine. Now I get into my robot dinosaur. Currently only have punching. Ooh, ouch. You gonna come across this pit? Yep, you don't care about spikes. Ooh. Punch. Get punched. Launch fist. Now my fist takes off and comes back to me. Uh-oh. Oh. Ah. That small stego has some big ups. Oh. Oh, and that guy's got a gun. Oh, dang. Maybe that's an iguanodon. Oh, maybe. All I know. Oh, oops! Don't fall in the hole. That's all I know. I guess I'll. Oh, I'm back to punching. Give me a weapon, please. Not the punch fists. Punch fist is kind of like the worst weapon, just because it leaves you unprotected while your fist is flying around town. Ow, hey. No. Stay over there and get punched, please. Oh, no, no. At least I got some energy back. Ooh, nope. There we go. Bomb. Not great. That might be worse. I don't know. Oh, don't fall in the hole, please. The blue dino robot has the punch fist. Nope, nope. Dang. Yeah. I think the biggest problem with the game, though, is that there's not a lot of complexity to it. Like, you can kind of get leveled up weapons. I think they level up to like 3 at top. Oh no. Oh. You get very fast when you get bombed. Oh, nope. Hey, I got the key. I can go inside. Turn off my robot and go into the base to disable the computer or some kind of core. Power core. Oops. Oh, don't fall in the hole. Don't fall in the hole. So you only have 1 life, but you do have unlimited continues. So at worst, you'll just have to like re-clear some stuff that you may have cleared already in a stage. Oh, no. Go. It's budget brain. It's the mother brain you get off of Amazon, real cheap. Hey, I blued it up. Now I can leave. That's all we're here for. Just show up, smack around the budget brain, and leave. Now we take off, levitate into space. 5, 4, 3, 1. Let me real quick. Let me 5, 4, 3, 1. I'm going to menu toggle. Let me change the core, maybe. See if that'll fix the. Can't change the core. Well, of course you can't change the core while it's running. Set core association. Let's try quickness and see if it runs better. Failed to load. Well. Maybe I just need to update my cores. Because it seems like none of them work except for missing. And I. Okay. Let me see. Super Robot Pinball. Or. Manage cores. Famicom. Let's see. Out and get some groceries. Hey, no problem, Fedora. Thanks for popping in and hanging out for a little bit at this little impromptu streaming thing, which was mostly me trying to fix things and sorting cards. But have a good rest of the day. Hope the grocery hunt goes well, and I will. I'm sure I'll catch you again shortly. No, I'm trying. Version. No. I delete the core, please. Let me see if I can maybe try grabbing the core. No. Wait, which one did I delete? Oh, install. Oh. No, wait. Updater. What? No. Where am I offline? Wait. Change. I should be in the core settings. Manage cores. Yeah, because wait, that's. Oh. Install or restore core from the downloads. No. More backups. That's not. Quickness. Okay. History. Oop, come on. Can I run that with? No. It's the same janky core. Something is funky with the audio, and I wonder if it's not the core issue. I mean, ads are starting in 20. Can't really pause it again. I would just kind of just call it. I'll try to fix this stuff later, and eat dinner real quick. So I think I'll just do that for now. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I will probably be back to do more stuff again soon. So have a good one.